Hey guys, so as you can tell, it takes me a while to do videos and then edit them. Anyways, I'm going to America this week, so I thought I'd pop in another video since it's been a long time. Last time I talked about ALT and student relationships, and this time I want to talk about your relationship with your teachers. You're going to experience different types of teachers. As you would in any type of job, you're going to experience different type of people. The biggest problem is the idea that you're going to be an equal all the time. In a perfect world, that would be so, but there are a lot of reasons why you shouldn't be expected to be treated as a full-time teacher. Number one being you actually aren't a full-time teacher, you're a part-time teacher. Number two is they go through ALTs like water. So the allure of having a foreigner is kind of not there anymore for a lot of these teachers. They don't expect you to stay, and so they don't want to get attached to you, so they're not going to. They'll be really nice. So if you don't get invited to parties and you don't get included in activities, the fact is that you can't expect them to know what to do with you all the time. Especially if you don't speak any Japanese. My Japanese, like I've said a billion times before, is pretty low. But I've also had the benefit of staying in my schools for the past 3 years. This year is the first time my elementary school has asked me to an enkai and a woman's dinner without my prompting, which is pretty exciting. And they didn't ask me before because they knew that my main school is my junior high school, and I'm fairly lucky in that my junior high school and my elementary school are pretty much like sister schools, almost, I guess. When you go from one, you usually go into the other. So they had a pretty good idea about my schedule for events. So they didn't want to burden me financially with, I think they didn't want to overwhelm me, and they didn't want to overwhelm themselves with trying to communicate. And you can't really blame them. Do you really want to hang out with someone you can't talk to, you can't communicate with? It's fun for the first 5 minutes, but then it kind of gets lonely and frustrating. So, yeah. And I know there are people who are brilliant with Japanese, but they're not going to get invited because for some reason they just get lost in the shuffle. You can't take offense to this unless they're obviously being very, very mean to you, and that would be reflected in their attitude to you throughout school. How do they treat you during lessons? How do they treat you, in the staff room? Your teachers will try to be really nice to you because obviously you do need to work together, but don't expect them to be your best friends outside of school. It'll be really hard to create events with them. I have a really good relationship with one of my English teachers at my junior high school, and it actually took me literally all 3 years to convince her that it's okay to hang out outside of school. It's a difficult situation because, again, a lot of these schools, they go through ALTs. Every single year there's a new ALT. So you have to look at it from their point of view. And again, you're a part-time teacher. You're going to be treated like a part-time teacher. You are not a full-time teacher. You also don't have a teaching degree in Japan, so you're technically not even a real teacher. So you're kind of just like this extra English thing that's there for a lot of these people, and they like you. They think you're interesting, but they don't know what to do with you. So what I'm saying is don't take things negatively. Just think of it from their perspective. It's going to be frustrating. You will get sad. The longer you stay with them, the more likely they'll start to realize that you're a human being who likes to have fun too. Sometimes you'll get really lucky. Sometimes you'll go to school that's just like, yeah, we're going to invite you to everything all the time. In fact, we don't care that you have 3 other schools. We want you to come to all of our events. And that's cool. That's awesome. You might get a close-knit family school, or you might get a school that really doesn't care what you do, and they just kind of accept your presence there because they have to. it's not a reflection on you. It's not really a reflection on them. It's more of a reflection of the ALT job, the presence, the foreign presence that doesn't quite fit into their world, but neither do they fit into yours. So it's all about compromise, it's all about dealing, and I hope you guys have a great summer. Hopefully this was shorter than I think it is, and I will talk to you later. See you.